Hello there, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to talk about Obsession. Yes, the film finally came to OTT and I watched it. Film is directed by Curry Barker, starring Michael Johnston, Inde Navarrette, Cooper Tomlinson, Megan Lawless and Andy Richter. So what's the story about? So Bear, played by Michael Johnston, has a friend named Nikki, and one day he buys a supernatural toy called One Wish Willow and wishes that his friend Nikki falls in love with him. And the wish comes true. But what follows is the film's events. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it. So before talking about the film, I want to say one thing. I actually watched this trailer when they released, and I don't watch trailers often, but I saw Inde Navarrete in the trailer and I knew her from Superman and Lois, so I watched the trailer and I was excited for the film. I did not know it would become such a huge phenomenon. I'm happy for the film. Now, to the film. So the film is what the hype. Sometimes what happens is that some films, when they're in theater, they get too much hype, and when they come to OTT, it seems overrated. But this film is what the hype. From the start, the film tells us that Bear likes Nikki and wants to go out with her, but Nikki probably does not reciprocate the same feelings, and that's when Bear wishes for her to fall in love with him. One thing I have a little criticism here is that I think they should have developed more. Before Bear wishing, they should have shown more about Nikki and Bear. That needed a little more build up. But then after the wish, it comes true, and what follows is horrific. At first, Nikki's erratic behavior feels weird, and then the obsession starts to grow, and we see the horrific consequences of wishing something.
Now, here's the thing. Who is the antagonist of the film? If I ask you, you'd probably answer Nikki. She's the one who is being obsessed with Bear and she's troubling Bear throughout the whole film. But if you think, you'd see Bear himself is the cause behind everything. He's the one who caused Nikki's obsession. I mean, obviously, there is the toy, and yes, I know that it was a childish wish. He did not think that that wish would come true. But even after it came true, and even after he realized that there's something wrong, he still did not want to believe it, did not want to accept it. He kept trying to justify Nikki's behavior with him. He kept trying to justify Nikki's obsession. So in a way, he's the antagonist. And it's not just Nikki's obsession with him, it's his obsession with Nikki to make Nikki fall in love with him that causes everything. In the beginning, the film tells us that Bear likes Nikki. But does Nikki like him back? He does not know that. Probably she doesn't. He tries to tell her his feelings, but he can't. And that's when he makes the wish to make her fall in love with him. Then, after the wish comes true, Nikki's erratic behavior starts. And that's when everything starts to change. Now, the film's horror does not come from any jump scare or any ghosts. Obviously, there is nothing like that in the film. But the real horror of the film is Nikki's obsession with Bear. And the way she's acting, that is horrific and terrifying. And the way they have portrayed that obsession, things Nikki does, those are really horrific. There's this one particular scene when Bear leaves his house and Nikki bids him goodbye, and then she just stands there and she does something. I won't tell you that because I want you to get the shock when you were watching it first. But that thing was shocking. And then when Bear returns and what he sees, that was even more shocking. And that, I think, is the real horror of the film, and that's what the film pushes on. The director knows that. He doesn't try to do any unnecessary jump scares and all, but he focuses on Nikki's obsession and Bear's reaction. The extreme obsession at times feels really creepy, and certain things in the film add to the factor of creepiness. Things Nikki does in the film, the erratic behavior, they seem creepy and they actually terrified me. Even though there were no jump scares, as I said, but the horror in the film works. And as a horror film, I would say this film is pretty good. There's a little bit of gore in the film. There's this particular headbanging scene which was obviously shot with a dummy, and you can really see that if you look closely. Even if you don't look closely, you can pretty much understand that that is a dummy, and I think that can be ignored. It's not a huge problem, at least not to me. At the end, the film takes, I would say, 2-3 quick turns, and then the film ends. The turns are not very much, but a little bit surprising, and that works. And at the end of the film, we realize that Nikki was all along the victim, not Bear. Now the direction. Curry Barker is genius. Now I haven't seen his previous film, Milk and Cereal. This is my first film of his. And the way he has directed the whole film, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. The choice of frames, camera movements really adds to the horror of the film. As a director, he pulls you in and doesn't let go. And the thing about the film is, there's no as such story. I mean, if you see after the wish comes true, we just see the consequences of the wish. There is no as such story. The story itself isn't progressing. There is just the consequence. But Curry Barker, he keeps you at the edge of your seat and you keep watching. Now the acting. Bear, played by Michael Johnston. He's a good actor. He really did his role pretty well, I would say. I mean, I liked his performance, but the real star of the film was obviously none other than Inde Navarrette. I mean, I had seen her work before in Superman and Lois. That role was not something extraordinary, but her performance was good. But in this film, her performance was impeccable. The dialogue delivery, the creepy smiles, just brilliant performance. The way she changes her expressions, and in some scenes, when she screams, you can feel that. Her performance elevates the whole film. Now, there's this one particular scene where Nikki is lying beside Bear, and Bear tries to get out of bed, but Nikki screams, "Stay!" The sound design in that scene was so well, I regretted not watching the film in theater. So overall, I would say as a horror film, it's a very, very good horror film. I think it deserves all the recognition it's getting. It's obviously worth the hype. My rating for the film would be 4 out of 5 stars. Now, before I go, I want to say one thing. I don't know, I think I saw it on YouTube. Kari Barker was saying that he wanted to make this series before the film, like a series related to One Wish We Law, or maybe he is thinking about making a series related to One Wish We Law after the film. I'm not sure what was it actually like before or after, but if he does that, that would be actually a pretty cool idea. Well, in every episode, it would be like an anthology series. Every episode, new story related to One Wish We Law. Like someone wishes something and they face the consequence. And it would be actually very great to see. And they can, do the series with a multi-genre type of series. Like, they can handle different genres. Like one episode would be more horror focused. One episode they can do more drama focused. One episode can be just mostly focused on humor. It's just an idea. And since I like the film, I would actually like to watch the series. What did you think about the film? Definitely share your opinions in the comment section. And if you like the review, then like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.